Today let's talk about why you might want to use a camera with your 3D printer. I've got a couple cameras here that I'm going to use as examples. We'll talk about why you might want to use them first, and then a couple ways you can mount them to your printer, and then we'll go from there. Before we get started, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe. Alright, so first let's talk about the two reasons why you'd want to use a camera. You're either going to want to have it for monitoring so that you can monitor your print remotely, or you're going to want to do time-lapse videos or just record the actual print. Those are the main two reasons. So you've got the multiple categories of cameras that can help there. Alright, first off, we've got really 4 different types of cameras. We have a standalone camera, which can be really anything that has a dedicated memory card and battery. You've got a Raspberry Pi camera, which is obviously just used for Raspberry Pis. So if you don't have a Raspberry Pi, you can skip that section. You have a cell phone. I personally don't like to use my cell phone for this, just because I don't have an extra one laying around and I don't like to tie it up. But if you don't have any other options, it will work. And then lastly, we have web cameras, which I don't have an example of right now. I actually went to go to buy one on Amazon, and every one of them's marked up by about $100 because of COVID-19. So yeah, I decided to hold off on that. I will do a video on how to actually use webcams, connect them to your computer, and then use them with your printer at some point in the future once prices come back down to normal. Alright, so first let's talk about advantages of each. Alright, so with your standalone camera, really you can have it run all the time. You might have to have a power cord connected to it. This won't last for a longer print, so I typically keep it connected to power. But you can basically run it without interrupting anything else. You got your memory card on it, and then you've got the dedicated screen, and then it has the time-lapse capabilities as well. This one specifically, I'll set up a link in the description below, but I got it off of Amazon. It's good overall for this purpose. The only thing I don't like about it is the battery life is questionable, and it doesn't have zoom. So that may or may not be a deal breaker for you. Just depends how close you're going to get the camera to the printer. The downside about using a standalone camera is if you're wanting to use the camera for monitoring, that's not going to be an option. You won't be able to tie this into Octoprint or anything like that. Alright, so now let's switch over to the Raspberry Pi camera. This is good for both monitoring and time-lapse. Octoprint has the capability of setting up all your time lapses, and then it has direct connection with the Raspberry Pi, which again I'll link to in the description below. And they're fairly cheap. I think the camera itself was under $20. So versus a standalone camera that has a memory card and everything, it is going to be cheaper. But if you're already running Octoprint and already have a Raspberry Pi, it might be a great option. The only disadvantage of this is you have your ribbon cable. You have restrictions based on the length of that. So if you wanted to put this on your Z-axis on the ender over here as an example, you're going to have to get a longer cable because you're basically limited to that height on prints, assuming you can even get the actual Raspberry Pi right up there. So there are additional ribbon cables that you can buy that are longer. I'll find a couple and link those in the description as well. But overall, this is a great option if you're looking to run Octoprint and you already have a Raspberry Pi or you're looking to get one. Alright, so with your cell phone, obviously you're going to have to get a mount and everything as well, but it's something you're typically already going to have around the house. So if you don't mind going without it, or if you have a separate one around the house that you can use, it's a great option. The cameras on them are going to be better than any of these, and better than the webcam as well. But again, downside is it will tie up the device. You would also have to get separate video recording software if you're looking to do time-lapse or anything like that. I will do another video on that specifically coming up in the future. I didn't want to throw out recommendations without actually testing them myself. So keep an eye out for that. And then webcams will pretty much fall into the same category as your Raspberry Pi with a couple exceptions. You have to have it connected to a computer, so the computer would replace the Raspberry Pi in that example. And you'll have a couple more challenges actually trying to mount it. If you're trying to actually mount it on the build plate, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And overall, it's probably, for a good webcam, it's going to be the most expensive option of the bunch. But if you already have one, again, that's not bad. A lot of people do have them. I did have one for a while. I got misplaced when I moved, so I don't have one right now. So again, sorry that I couldn't demonstrate that for you. I just wasn't okay with spending the extra $100 for an upcharge. So once everything passes, I'll get one of those and do a video for you guys. Alright, so let's talk about how you would mount these. So you have a couple options. You can either use a tripod. I've got a couple here as an example. This is just a little mini base. You can, this camera came with the mount. So this will just go on here and then screw onto the base, and then you just point it towards your printer. One like this will give you a little bit more flexibility if you're trying to angle it. But same thing, you have to have a way to screw it on. And then they do have mounts for these as well. This one did come with a phone mount, so that would work. And I think you'd be able to mount a webcam with it as well, so that's an option there. I'm going to show you a quick time lapse of a video being done using this camera and tripod from the side. Alright, so as you can see, with that time lapse, you can see the bed moving back and forth, which is fine in a lot of cases, but there are options to avoid that. I printed out an arm for this guy. It just basically would sit over here and it just slides on the build plate. There are options for other printers as well. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on mounting options coming up here in the future. But with this, again, it just screws on here. I kind of had to modify this so it didn't turn. But this, all of these accessories here came with this camera. If you don't have those accessories, you will have to get them. But the advantage of actually putting it on the build plate is you don't see the back and forth movements because the actual camera is moving with the build plate, which is kind of neat. So here's a quick time lapse of that. Alright, hey guys, I wanted to mention one thing while we're going through this time lapse. One thing you want to keep in mind is if you are doing a time-lapse video or any type of video that you're looking to use in anything else going forward other than just monitoring, you want to make sure you have good lighting. So on this video here, I have the lights in my room on and I have a small LED strip attached to the top of my printer. I'll link to that in the description below as well. But that really helps out a lot and it doesn't use much power. But you want to make sure that your lighting is good. Alright, and then there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys really quick. As I was mentioning, you can mount like the Raspberry Pi camera on the Z-axis. Here's a little mount that I printed. I'll link to it in the description below. That I would have to take this case off, but the Raspberry Pi would just slide into that, and then it will, let me scoot this over so I can show you. It clips on right here, and it will actually go up and down with the Z-axis. So you're going to have the movement of the bed, so you will be getting the X-axis going back and forth there. But you won't have the actual movement or interference of the Z-axis. Alright, so that's an option for you as well. It just depends what you're looking for. Really, if you're just trying to do time-lapse, any of these would work. Minus the phone. Well, I guess the phone would work. It's just going to be more challenging. If you're wanting to use the cameras for monitoring purposes, just so you can keep an eye on things remotely, you're really going to want to go with a webcam or your Raspberry Pi camera. That way you can have it directly tied into your interfaces. If you have Octoprint set up correctly with Cura, when you go to kick off the print, it'll even load the actual image on Cura's interface for you as well. So it's kind of neat. If you haven't set up Octoprint on a Raspberry Pi before, I did a video on that last week, so I'll link that in the description below as well. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of links in the description below, but they're all going to be good references, so make sure to check them out. So that covers, at a high level, everything you need to know about cameras on your 3D printer and why you might want to use them. I'm going to be doing more in-depth reviews on types of mounts, best location to mount them, etc. So keep an eye out for those videos coming up. And make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe, and talk to you next time.